And they said, "Oh, it's because she's pretty." I don't think anyone here thinks Kate. Well, besides Snelly.
No. I when she dolls herself up, she looks pretty.
I'm not into 6'2" pasty white girls. I don't find her pretty.
Cameron Brink is 6'4".
Right, but is she a pasty white girl?
Yes.
Oh, God. I'm not into that look. People are watching it, not because we feel like she's pretty. People are watching it because she kind of looks like Steph Curry out there, and we like the pace that she plays basketball.
Hey, Scott, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on these nicknames.
All right.
We got a couple.
Okay.
The Parquet Posse. The Three Basketeers. Barrage Etoile. It's French. Or we can go with the Three Amigos. What you think?
The Boston Three Party.
See, all right. I like that. See, this man's a professional. Hey, Scott, thank you, man.
That's what I told.
Who's going to win it? The Celtics. Because there's no other reason why. The Celtics are the balls.
All right, well.
Uh-oh.
Everything else is still going, though.
Okay, that'll reconnect in a second. Sometimes that does happen. All right, we're going to wait. Welcome to the Probably Wrong podcast. Tony, Mike, Dave.
Where sports talk goes wrong.
That it does.
You were looking for something else to
Yeah,
say.
well, I had something that I wrote in our thread about the media being morons or something.
I know. I was hoping you were going to come with that.
I was going to, and then I forgot what it was. So I'm going to have to go back through the thread, maybe write it down so I can have the Tony, Mike, and Dave with a little something extra on top of that. But
So it doesn't
maybe
just
next week.
fall flat.
Yeah, it's kind of blah.
Well, still a work in progress. 2 years in the making.
Can barely get the camera to work. God.
That's all right. All the other cameras are working right now, so we're
So
good.
we'll just
Everything
pretend
else
that-
is gone.
okay.
Took a couple of minutes for it to come up on my phone.
All right.
It's all right.
So we're back.
We are.
Can I ask you guys something?
You can try.
I mean,
We are in your house, so
Why
do
the
we have
hell?
a choice?
do we live in New England? Because we have an awful winter,
Yeah.
dreary, gross,
Gray,
cold, just no good.
Yeah.
And then we come into spring
Terrible.
where it just rains and rains and rains. And then you get May. And you start to think, oh, here it comes. And then we get pollen season.
Yeah.
Well, you can't even go outside. Like, you look outside, it looks like the Wild West with
it's
the
disgusting.
with the. It's not sand; it's just pollen blowing through the air. Everything is covered. It basically destroys June. You can't really go outside. My
Right.
pool's got a layer of pollen on it.
Filth.
You know, and then we have July 4th. So then we have July, and then August. Everyone complains it's too hot. And then we get the fall and the dreary winter. Why? Why do we do this to ourselves?
So we're looking at 2 months out of the year?
2 months out of the year.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
And they
Yeah.
wonder why everyone runs to Florida and Arizona and California.
What do they call those? Snowbirds?
Snowbirds.
I'll eventually be a snowbird
Oh,
where I'll do
100%.
3 or 4 months down there, at least during the winter to break it up. You know, maybe December through March.
Come back up here.
April.
See, my goal used to be like, I don't know what I was thinking because we're delusional and we forget stuff here in New England of how bad it really is. I was like, you come back up for May. But then I'm like, you're trapped in the house.
Yeah, May's not great. I remember back in the day when we were in like elementary school, even when I was teaching, you'd sit in the classroom in May and you'd be like swamp ass.
Yeah.
And now it's mid-May, right?
Yeah.
And
It's June, beginning of June.
it's beginning of June, and it's 70 degrees out on some days. It's rainy and cloudy on other days.
Yeah.
God, and in May, like, it was a battle to get through the end of the school year because it was so hot in the schools.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
Well, now it's just dreary and rain.
yeah, it's terrible.
I don't know.
It's terrible.
We've had it. Go
I
ahead.
mean, yesterday I felt like it was hot during the day.
Yeah.
So we got home and we're like, let's go down to the beach. It was
Freeze.
freezing.
Yeah.
It's just a mess here. You never know what you're going to
It's a
get.
disaster.
Yeah.
You know, at least we could say this year we've had now, knock on wood, looks like we're going to have a third one here. 3 good weekends in a row with sun. But the only problem is you're just inhaling
All this
just
pollen.
mounds of pollen.
It's like clouds as you're driving down the road. It's painful.
And the worst thing right now is my air conditioner went in my truck. So I'm driving around with all my
Your
windows
windows.
down
Oh,
because
man.
it's so hot. And it's just, by the time I get home, my phone, everything in the car's got a layer of pollen. I'm clawing my eyes out.
Yeah.
It's just, you know.
How could you let this happen?
The truck's 5 years old, 120,000 miles on it, you know?
120,000 miles in 5 years?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're working in the city,
Yeah.
so that'll do it.
A lot of
Rack 'em
driving.
up, yeah.
This is the longest I've ever had a vehicle. Usually I don't even see 80K and it's gone.
Wow.
But, you know, kids, life, everything else will do that to you.
Yeah.
The in and out of cars. We're still on
We're still
live here.
on.
It's
Okay.
just not connecting up there.
All right, so we're
So-
good. Yeah, that's annoying. I did figure something out. You know how I can bring fireworks to the scene,
Yep.
right? Maybe this will be appropriate for the weather that we've been having.
Well, for the people who don't listening, right now he's adding
Rain. It was rain.
to
Yeah.
the visual aspects.
Blame
of
it on the rain,
of
just
the
like Milli
Facebook Live
Vanilli.
show.
Yeah.
So the end of last week's show, we started talking a little bit about food, but we ran too long.
Okay.
So we got a lot of Celtics to take care of. You know, maybe we'll let Dave have a little bit of an NHL highlight, an NHL minute. you
All
know?
right.
But the reason I want to talk about food today, at least to start, is all day long they just what I thought was open, not yet, about to open a Popeyes right next to my work,
Popeyes.
and I've been craving
I've never tried Popeyes.
a Popeyes chicken sandwich. You've never had a Popeyes chicken sandwich?
No.
Have you ever had a Popeyes?
Not in the state of Massachusetts.
They are number 1 on my fried chicken sandwich list.
Better than Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A is number 2.
Okay.
But
I like Chick-fil-A.
Popeyes,
Chick-fil-A is
I do
very
like
solid.
Chick-fil-A. Yeah.
If you like Chick-fil-A, and once you bite into the Popeyes chicken sandwich,
Where have I had a Popeyes? Because I don't really go anywhere, but I know I've had a
Brockton area, there's a Popeyes.
Maybe at the Brockton Mall, maybe.
Yeah, but they just opened one in Watertown. Should be open next week, so I'll be frequenting there. But man, fried chicken sandwiches underrated. Popeyes, I got Popeyes number 1,
All right.
Chick-fil-A number 2, and I know this is not going to be a lot of people going to like this number 3, but a McDonald's chicken sandwich I put number 3. It is delicious.
Yeah, better than the Burger King.
Yeah, you get KFC chicken sandwich number 4,
Okay.
and then a Wendy's rounds out my top
Burger
5.
King doesn't make the top 5.
Burger King
I'm not
is-
a big fan of the Burger King,
No.
whatever they call it. You almost get like a big chicken, like,
Yeah,
cutlet. It's like
right.
a big.
It's
weird.
not
It's a weird
good.
sandwich.
It's not good, but I can't stop thinking about it now.
Yeah.
I need my Popeyes fried chicken sandwich.
Or you need the Celtics to play tomorrow night. Get chicken cutlets off your mind and get your mind onto some sports.
Reminds me of Little Nicky with Adam Sandler.
See, this is what happens when the Bruins get eliminated. Red Sox are like, no Celtics game for a few
food.
days.
Yeah, it takes
Start
a
thinking
week
about
to get a
chicken
Celtics
sandwich.
game.
Chicken, pizza, burgers. We talked about last week.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Dave's for the people who can't see it. Dave's drooling
I'm
right
dying-
now.
dying for some good
I had to
pizza
shut
right
his
now.
microphone off because his belly was grumbling and groaning
Be
over
careful
here.
over here.
Yeah.
Weird.
So Chick-fil-A is number 1 for you?
Yeah, I can't remember. I know I had Popeyes, but I don't remember it. I'm kind of like one of the people on the trial. I don't recall.
You're in the stand here with Karen Reed.
Yeah, so,
I'm innocent, I swear.
Yeah, but Chick-fil-A, very, very solid. Very
100%.
solid.
And it's,
Yeah.
I like the Chick-fil-A, and so I have to get all my sandwiches with pickles on them, even though I don't like pickles. I like the taste of it on the sandwich. You know, it's one of my many idiosyncrasies.
Yeah.
Peel it off, cover it in the Chick-fil-A sauce with those waffle fries.
Ooh, yeah.
Absolutely
Now,
delicious.
Chick-fil-A, they still don't let people inside, right?
No, they do.
Oh, they do in
They
Florida?
don't let people in on Sundays.
Okay, because
they're
for a
closed.
while,
Yeah.
they were just doing drive-through, for years after COVID. It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently they opened it up, but yeah, that line, that drive-through at Chick-fil-A.
It's ridiculous.
God.
No, and it's just just go a little bit further. Go to Popeyes. You're gonna be happier with that chicken sandwich.
All right.
Especially
I'll
if
give
you
it a
like.
shot.
I don't like spicy food, but I've heard their spicy chicken sandwich is
Maybe we'll do a
Out of the
taste
world.
testing online during the summer because when the Red Sox are the only show in town, we'll have nothing to talk about.
Do you know I've always wanted to do that?
A taste testing?
Yeah, just,
All right.
just bring in mounds of fast food. We don't have to eat it all, but just
Sure we do.
taste it.
What else are we going to do? If it's here, we're going to eat it.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
I was
would
going
be
to say, if it's there, you're going to eat
for the
it.
people who don't get to witness it. Everybody who gets to listen to it, that's going to be probably one of our lowest rated shooters. You're just going to hear,
It'll be fine.
Oh, this one's good. Oh, yeah, this one.
It'll be fine.
So, this is our last night without the Celtics.
Yeah, and thank God. Like, I think we're all ready. Like, let's go, right? It feels like
Please.
they haven't played in about, well, it has been about 9 days.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I just can't stand right now the layoff because it is just constant. I mean, we've been dealing with this all playoffs, but the hate on Tatum is real. Like the slighted. I just don't understand it. I don't understand like when they're talking about he's not one of the top 2 best players in the finals right now.
I think
I
people
got
are just-
I got a guy over here ranking him like 6, 7, 8 in the league. I go, what are you people? What are you people
It's like
smoking?
clickbait.
It's trying to get him to come out and say something that's not
Did you
him.
hear IT the other day?
Is IT still bitter that...
Let me play this.
What do you think, IT?
Yeah.
Who's got the best player in this series? What do you think, IT?
Dallas. Yeah.
Dallas. They got 2 of the best ever.
Yeah.
Like obviously Jason Tatum and those guys are really good. Jaylen Brown is really good.
Just really good, huh?
But
Yeah.
Luka and Kyrie are something we haven't seen. So I'm going
We have
with
seen. We've
and
seen
I'm
it
putting
for a
them
few
2
years.
right. Like they got the best duo.
We've seen Kyrie team up with
got
multiple
the
people.
best players. I feel like they're the best duo. They just don't got the best team.
Would you guys are both putting Kyrie ahead of Jason Tatum?
I'm not gonna go that far.
I am.
Cousin.
I am.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
am. I am.
See, I think Kyrie is a great player, but I think his prime, he kind of wasted his prime being an asshole.
Yeah.
And now that he's grown up and he's changed his at least the mental part of his personality, he's older.
Yeah,
He's still
100%.
he's still a great player. Don't get me wrong, but like he wasted his prime. He could have won championships,
Yeah.
not just one, multiple. But because of his personality, he ruined not just his own career winning championships, but he ruined other teams.
Dave bringing the NBA.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
But to hear like IT, who's
He's bitter.
but to be like definitively Luke, like they have the best. That Luke is the best player in this, and that's the best back. I'm like, you're crazy.
Yeah, well, I think, I mean, if we break down Luka's run, I thought Minnesota would destroy Dallas, but Dallas came in as the number 5 seed. They beat the Clippers, which I didn't think they would do, and then they beat the number 1 seed, Oklahoma City.
But I get that run. You got
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard, who was out half that series.
Right,
who's
right,
a
right.
shadow of a man.
Yeah.
So basically, you're playing Paul George, Russell. I mean, James
Harden,
Harden is,
yeah.
but James Harden is a notorious NBA playoffs choker. Let's not forget.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
all right. So then you go into OKC, hard-fought series against OKC, Tony. But OKC beat themselves because they're a young, inexperienced team.
Yeah,
They weren't ready. That whole team, you had guys Chet not showing up, Giddy not showing up. It wasn't their time.
It's yeah, and I don't think it was Minnesota's time, but Dallas made it their time because
Right.
is it technically their time? They were the number 5 seed. I don't think this Dallas team is all that good. I don't think they're going to beat us.
No.
But if they somehow do, then we're going to look back at that run saying a number 5 seed beat a number 4 seed, a number
We've
2
seen
number.
this before though with the Nowitzki's Mavericks.
Yeah, and that's a magical run, right?
I just
What
don't-
were they, a 3 seed?
I don't remember.
That
off
was
the
the
top of
team
my
with
head.
Jason Kidd,
Yeah.
Sean Marion, Jason Terry. Nowitzki was on fire. They lost 2 to the Heat, and then they took the series. So I'm okay with them saying Luka's the number 1 player in the series, but Tatum's by far and away number 2.
But see, I don't think so. You go back. First off, let's just go start with the last 5 games, right? They are so comparable. Like, with the amount that they're shooting, rebounds, assists, points, they're right there. They're number 1 and 2.
I know, but there's something that Luka brings. He brings a little Jimmy Butler to him.
So here's my thing with Luka, Tony, and what infuriates me is Luka will shoot 10 for 32, right? And hit 8 threes, so his numbers are jacked up. And you're like, oh my God, Luka, wow, he destroyed it, right? He ran it up. But the guy took 33 shots.
I know, but he's tough and he's not afraid and he's got balls.
Yeah,
he's got
the
attitude and
yeah.
And I know it looks like he might be whining, but the way he chirps
does
at
whine.
people,
He does whine.
and and that's.
But he gets guys thrown out. Let's not forget Luka has gotten fans thrown out for calling him fat.
Well,
yeah.
And that's what these guys do. LeBron,
I hate that
doesn't like
but
getting
it's
picked on by
misconstrued.
people. And
Luka is not that guy. I'm sorry, it's misconstrued with him because you're taking it in little small sample sizes. This guy complains. Okay, first off, you bitch about Jason Tatum complaining. Luka, way more. Every single play.
Oh, I don't like any of these guys complaining.
They all
right?
complain.
You get mad. You get mad when be like, "Oh, Jason Tatum had a great first quarter," but what does it matter? He disappeared the rest of the game. Luka, so many times this season, has had 15, 17, 18, 20 points in the first quarter and disappeared. All right, he's out of shape. The end of the games, you get mad at Jason Tatum because he iso balls, right?
Yeah, but
that's what Luka does.
Yeah, Luka's better at it though.
Luka takes every last second shot of the team because there is nobody else. He misses
Well,
so many during the regular season.
Yeah, and the fact that besides Kyrie, there kind of is nobody else. I think if you traded straight up.
So do you penalizing Tatum because he has other people?
No, I think Tatum's great.
I guess
it's not penalizing
It's misconstrued
Tatum.
my anger towards you, not towards you.
I think Tatum's great.
But I think that but people are like, oh, he's not jacking up 33 shots and scoring 48 points. He doesn't need to.
No, Tatum has a much better team, and I don't want Tatum to play the same way that Luka plays. I think Luka has to play that way because a lot of his bigs need him to facilitate for them. They score off him missing shots, them grabbing rebounds. They're not as good a team as the Boston Celtics. So
Dallas needs Luka
to act like
and
Kobe.
Irving to take over games and do everything.
If Luka was here, right? If Luka was a Celtic and you watched him night in and night out, the amount of hate you'd have for this guy.
If Luka was a Celtic with this talent around him,
you'd hate him. You'd hate him because
I don't know.
The bits and pieces that you pick apart of Tatum are worse with Luka Doncic.
I think if Luka was here with this kind of supporting cast, I think that's a tough team to beat.
It wouldn't gel as much because you wouldn't have you. He's not an unselfish player.
He's a ball dominant guy.
So you're not going to have your Derek White's making an impact. You're not going to have Jaylen Brown. Wouldn't be here. Jaylen Brown would be gone because it wouldn't work. How many guys? The list is of NBA stars is endless that couldn't work with Luka. The reason Kyrie works with Luka, we've talked about it all year. And Dave just spoke to it a minute ago. It's his last stop. He shot himself out of 3 different cities. He's a smart enough man to know I need to make it work with this guy.
I think, too, Kyrie has a very, very high basketball IQ, and Kyrie can play off the ball, and maybe he learned a lot of that with LeBron. I don't think Brunson is much better playing with it. He's a ball-dominant guy. I think he plays very well with the ball in his hands. I don't think Brunson plays off the ball as well. Kyrie can, and I think that goes to his tremendous IQ.
But it doesn't work with Luka here instead of Tatum. Because these other guys, it doesn't gel the way it does now. Underrated is the way Tatum works with other players. You never hear the friction. He works, he's unselfish.
I think it's easier to build a team around Luka because he makes.
How is it easier? They haven't been able to, Tony.
Right.
Luka's been in the league since 2018.
You need to find pieces that complement him.
But he's been in the league since 2018 and hasn't made it out of the first round of the playoffs till this year.
Is that true?
He might have made it out of the second. He might have made it into the second round once. Because that's as far as he's going.
We can't say for Minnesota it wasn't their time yet. And then Luka's also younger than Tatum. So
1 year, 1 year.
Right.
1 year, and he's played longer. So.
played.
He's been a professional since he's 14.
Right. But that's overseas, and we're not counting those stats. I don't know. I think Luka's great, and I think if they put a good supporting cast as far as what complements Luka Doncic, because Brunson doesn't complement Luka Doncic. He doesn't.
They've had a hard time of doing that in
Yeah,
Dallas.
you need to get rim runners like they have now, and it's working, and you need to get like a Klay Thompson-like shooter, like a sharpshooter from the corner. That's what you need. That's what so he can dribble, penetrate, and he can find either a rim runner or an open shooter. Why get him Brunson? Brunson's not going to work with what he does. It doesn't work. I don't know who put that team together, but Kyrie can do both, so it works a little bit better. And I don't know.
I just can't compare Luka and Tatum. They're two completely different styles, two completely different people.
Yeah, and one's a point guard, one's a wing. Tatum is obviously much better defensively. I think that's where Dallas is going to have issues. Kyrie and Luka can't play defense. They can't play defense. They don't want to play defense. And I think they're going to have so many issues on that side of the ball. Luckily for them, they went out and they got a few shot blockers, so they're a little bit better down low. But I think it's our year. I think it needs to be our year. And I personally think 5-6 games tops.
Yeah, I'm at 5 games.
5-6 games tops. I think we should beat them pretty easily.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
I think we take game 1, game 2, game 3. Dallas squeaks out game 4, and we come back here to win it.
I think what we have guys that can cover Luka and Kyrie, not shut them down, but slow them down. And then I think we have guys that can put pressure on them, and defensively, I think Kyrie and Luka are going to have to work the whole game, which I don't think they like to work on that side of the ball. And I think...
I mean, the 2 games they played this year, the Celtics won pretty easily, but Luka was putting up 35, 37 points, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the roster changed a little bit. They got...
PJ and Garland. Garland, am I saying his name right?
He's the big.
Am I saying his name right?
Lively's
Do I sell
better.
anyone's name right?
Right. So they are a little bit better than when we beat them, but I don't think. I just think it's a terrible matchup for Dallas.
Yeah.
The way we're built. And we had a problem with Indiana because Indiana speeds up the ball game like tremendously. Luka slows it down a little bit.
We also had a problem with Indiana because their stars were out. It's not that we didn't know who to guard. Is that they were. You never knew who was going to go off for them that night. Right. You couldn't really game plan.
No.
So the first 2 games we were able to game plan and knew it was going to be Halliburton. And then after that, it kind of looked a little disoriented until after halftime when Missoula was able to kind of be like, all right, this guy.
But I think we struggled with the pace too.
Yeah.
And I think Luka will slow it down at times. So I think that helps us.
He plays big time iso ball.
Yes.
That's his. That's his thing.
And I think that'll help us. And we have guys that should be like, you're not going to stop him, but should be able to slow him down. So you're not going to have to draw. He's not going to draw the double team like other teams have to do. I think we have too many guys that we can kind of rotate on him that could play him pretty much straight up.
I just don't want to write off Dallas that easily because Minnesota was supposed to mop the floor with them too.
I know.
And they mopped the floor with Minnesota, which was
pretty easily.
5 games. That was ridiculous. And when you thought Minnesota was going to make that comeback, they shut it down right away the next game.
Yeah. And they came out in game 5, and they just...
Luka was hitting everything in the first quarter.
The first quarter, yeah. He scored 20 of his 30.
And that was the dagger. That game was over.
Yeah, he put it away by halftime.
That was the inexperience of Minnesota of not knowing how to deal with it and come back.
But that also may be the killer. That's something Kobe would have done. And I think that's what people are waiting for Tatum to do. Just take a game and just dominate it. But I don't think...
But it's funny because Tatum... If you look through all the series, Tatum's game highs 36 points.
I know.
Luka hasn't.
I know. And when we watch
exceeded that.
When we watch Game 5, Luka I think only scored 33. But the eye test tells you that's Luka's game. He just dominated it. Right at the end of the stat line doesn't look as impressive as what he did in the first quarter because that game was over.
The stat line never looks impressive for Tatum because at the end of the day, you have a whole supporting cast.
Right. And Tatum can also dominate games in a number of ways. He can facilitate. He can play good D. He can rebound. So with certain guys, the stat line doesn't always do it.
But he's not making a lot of noise doing it. That's the big thing. Like, Luka is, might not be putting up the same numbers and whatnot, but everyone's talking about him because he's, whatever. If you don't like it or not, he's still, the way he's chirping and
he's flashy.
The way he complains.
He's flashier.
And Tatum is not that guy, and he's been getting crap for this for years. He doesn't talk. He doesn't show a ton of emotion. Not a lot of emotion, right?
Tatum come out and actually say, I think he actually said it today, is they wouldn't be talking about me if I wasn't this good. That's a great line.
The media needs something to talk about. It was a long layoff. Let's pick on Jason Tatum. I think it's stupid. It's clickbait in a sense. Jason Tatum is a great basketball player, and I think he's going to go down as a top 25-ish player of all time. Like, I think that's how good he is.
Yeah.
So for people to kind of just throw shade his way, it's unwarranted. There are certain things that I would like for him to be a little bit more emotional on the court and fire up the crowd. But that's just the type of athlete I like. That doesn't take anything away from what he does on the court.
He does get excited. He does pump his chest. He does do things, but he doesn't.
It's not the way KG did it. It's not the way Paul Pierce. He's just a different guy. Even Marcus Smart was the guy that did that.
Yeah.
He's just not that guy. And that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. But we're used to guys like that. Tom Brady was like that. KG, Pierce, David Ortiz, Pedro. We're used to emotional athletes. And Tatum's not that. He's not that emotional in that way. So, but still a great in the league, and will eventually be an all-time great.
Yeah. Still think they're going to take it in 5. I guess Jay Fields here thinking it's going to go 7. I don't see this going 7.
I don't think it'll go 7.
Unless there's an injury.
I just don't want to.
I don't want to stay up that late for that many nights. It's an 8:30 tip.
That is such a terrible thing the NBA does with the 8:30.
They're catering to the West Coast. Nobody in the West Coast cares about these games.
Yeah.
It's Dallas and Boston. These games got to be on 7:30.
Now, knock on wood, it doesn't happen. If Porzingis gets hurt,
I still think we're fine.
Yeah, that might change it a little. That I could see a 7-game series, 6-game series, but I think we should grab this in 5. I think everything we do well is lines up with what Dallas can't do. I think we should have this.
This is the matchup we sat here and wanted. We laughed Dallas out of the building a series ago.
Yeah.
So
this will be a huge disappointment if we don't pull this off.
Oh my God.
Huge.
It's going to be an awful summer if they don't pull this off. Just listening to...
Because everything lined up right for them to be here. They played the Heat without Jimmy Butler. Giannis got hurt. We didn't have to play them. Embiid was banged up all year. Donovan Mitchell got hurt. Halliburton. Everything lined up. We had our 2 stars healthy.
Yeah.
And Porzingis is coming. Everything lined up perfectly all season long. To go through a whole season and then have it fall apart, oh man, what a nightmare that would be.
I don't even know if we could.
I don't even want to think about it.
I don't even know if we can talk about it.
That would be an absolute disaster because there's no way Porzingis is going to be healthy like he was this year all throughout next year. So this is your shot.
Yeah,
you better pull it off. If not, if you think they're talking trash now. If you don't win this series, forget about it.
No,
it's going to be horrible.
This will be 2 finals, no wins. Are they going to make it? He's got to. It has to. I don't even want to think about right now. Then I keep saying
and then if they do, Luka just elevates himself tremendously.
Yep.
Because you win the chip
and Kyrie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
I don't know what. I don't really know what it was that spoiled it here for him, but. I thought he had a pretty good thing going when he was in Boston, and then
it was the telling everybody that he'll be back and then not being back, and then the fighting with the crowd.
His grandfather died.
Yeah,
I bet you he was going through a bad relationship because he was off his rocker. I know friends of mine that have kind of like fallen apart. It usually starts with a bad relationship.
He went way off his rocker in Brooklyn, though.
Yeah,
I mean, this was just the start of it here.
Right. So I wonder if he was going through some kind of relationship issues because he really didn't have his shit together. He was not doing well, and he seems very calm and he seems much better now.
Even in the interviews now, it's
even likable a little bit.
I don't want to say that far because he's.
I kind of like what he's doing.
Well, if he didn't put us through, what he put us through, you listen to him, you're like, he's likable enough, right?
He's the smartest person. He's
I
gotta
know,
be the smartest guy in the
yeah,
room.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
Almost like Jaylen Brown
grudges,
today.
You know.
Did you hear Jaylen Brown today?
No,
I did.
He had some good things, but he's like, it's like one of my most favorite quotes. And then he can't remember the quote. He starts the quote.
He tries so hard
to
act like he's so smart.
I mean,
and then he looks like a doofus.
It was good because he kind of laughed it off and made a little fun of himself, which I'm happy he did that. It was just, I'm like, come on, Jaylen.
I keep hearing about how smart Jaylen Brown is. If you're that smart, why don't you focus on dribbling left-handed during the summer?
This reminds me of my favorite quote of all time.
Dribble left-handed during the summer?
It's that one. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? It's that one where the guy in the town, right? It's my most favorite quote of all time.
Yeah, is that what he said? Yeah.
You guys know? No, you don't know what I'm talking about.
That's a really high IQ you got there.
You know what I'm thinking, right?
Oh, deer in headlights moment, Jaylen. That was awesome, but.
It's okay.
And then nobody cares. I'll call you the smartest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Yep. But if you don't, oh boy. You have to win this. If they went up against Denver and Denver was healthy and they lost, people could be like, all right, Denver won it last year. I can see it. This is a team you should beat. You cannot lose this series.
No.
You cannot lose it.
No. That's it. I don't.
That's it. We need games.
We need a game. Yeah, we've been waiting a long time.
Pick apart this anymore because it's just, everyone I listen to has talked themselves into thinking Dallas has a chance. And I'm just like, you guys.
Well, the longer it lasts, the more people stop talking. This happens to me in fantasy baseball. I'll know who I'm taking with the number 5 pick overall. The more time I have, I'm analyzing it. I'm looking at different things, and I change my pick like 14 times before the draft happens. So this is what happens. The more time, people start thinking a little bit more. But let's get this game started. That way, Celtics can take game 1, and then everybody can be back to reality.
Night, 8:30, 8:45 tip-off.
And I think Al Horford
might make it to halftime.
Oh, man.
You're doing it again, Dave.
Breathing.
You're sucking that microphone in your nose.
So Al Horford has his house on the market.
Yeah, but he's been trying to sell it, though.
All right. This might be his last season, right?
I would think this is the end of that 2-year, $10 million.
So he
two-year,
wins.
$10 million.
He wins. He's out. I
think he's out no matter what.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's almost 60.
He's 38. But another reason why you need to win it this year, not for Al Horford, but that's a somewhat valuable piece.
17 years in the league without a championship.
Yeah.
Second only to Chris Paul, I believe it is.
He was drafted the same year as Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, Greg Oden, and I believe Horford went either 3rd or 4th out of Florida.
It's funny. So I have my phone on here to try to see everybody on Facebook, and man, something's up with the Wi-Fi in the house here tonight because it is awful.
Yeah,
so,
I keep losing.
Okay.
For everybody,
probably all the pollen.
Thank you for. People are still staying with us, but don't forget if you're getting frustrated, it'll be up on YouTube tomorrow and tonight, right when the show ends. You can listen to right on Spotify and iTunes about 7:30. So you can catch it all back, and you can still communicate with us on Spotify and iTunes in the questions and answers. I do actually reply to them.
Oh, how do you like that?
I don't know how.
Yeah.
No, Dave tried before and deleted everything.
I'm still trying to figure out the Instagram thing, but I don't know. I can look at it. That's about it.
Just focus on the breathing, Dave.
Yeah. So before we get to Dave's NHL minute,
oh boy,
I figured we could dive into.
All started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that.
So...
And I do realize that.
Angel Reese. When she started talking, everything she was saying, I was like, all right, I'm on board with this.
And then she kept talking.
And then she kept talking, and she finished it up with, basically, people aren't just there to watch Caitlin Clark. And I'm like, dude, why? You should have stopped, because nobody's tuning in for Angel Reese.
Right.
The only reason they're tuning in for Angel Reese is when they're playing Caitlin
Clark.
Yeah.
I mean, the hype is all around her.
Yeah.
And they have to accept that fact. Add to it.
Right.
You don't need to be a bad guy.
No, and if you want to be a bad guy...
you sound stupid saying that.
I'm fine with her being a bad guy, because she is. She's got that attitude with her. And you know what?
Yeah, but she didn't even do anything bad.
But
all she did was high-five her teammate for throwing her on the floor.
No, that same game, she elbowed her in the head. Yeah. But she is that bad guy. So go ahead, play that bad guy character, but leave it at that. Understand that you have a villain, which you are going to play, but then you also have the hero, which is Caitlin Clark. So you can't have it both ways here.
Yeah.
But is Chicago selling out any of the games?
Their attendance is up. The attendance is up across the WNBA, but when the Fever come to town, they're sold out.
Right.
And so it's frustrating, and then you get, my girl Cameron Brink, basically coming to Caitlin's aid.
Oh, really?
Well, basically, it's tough for rookies. We get beat up. We get this. It's how we persevere.
Yeah.
It's how I'm like, all right, that's,
I'll tell you who's not happy with Miss Reese. I think it's the WNBA because she got kicked out of last night's game.
Yeah.
And she didn't really do anything, but...
just running her mouth to
running her mouth, and then she went like that to the ref, and they threw her out.
Yeah.
So they probably have a... kind of like an eye on her, like, hey, you know what? We're not going to let this arrogant little narcissistic chick...
I like how you finished that.
Yeah, she's been arrogant for years. She's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
We're not going to let this girl who's kind of like
you have a name not because of your play. You have a name because of your attitude and everything you just said.
Yeah, and the only reason I even know who she is because Caitlin Clark.
That's right.
That's it.
That's what she's talking about. That one game. I go, that one game was Caitlin and you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's.
And then not everyone, but a lot of people come to Reese's aid, and they're like, oh, she's a rebounding machine. Guys, 5 of her 10 rebounds a game are her own shot.
Yeah. And
I've been watching a lot more WNBA because I want to give a little bit more of an opinion of not just hearsay and watching clips, that I'm actually watching the games. I mean, we do the show once a week, and we've been talking more and more about the WNBA. So when it's on, I'm tuning in. So it's still not a great product.
It's a terrible product, and it's funny. And I was talking to Kerry about this the other day. I was watching a pro hockey game. It was Boston versus Minnesota, women's hockey.
Yeah.
And those girls look fluid. They look athletic. They look great. I was watching college softball the other day.
Yeah.
Last night. They look great. They were hitting bombs. They were making plays. For some reason, you put women on a basketball court and they forget how to walk. Like, I'm watching these hockey games, and these girls look fabulous.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the hell happens the second these women step on a basketball court, because Caitlin Clark moves well, but it's very few of them. They look clumsy all of a sudden. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. So for any of them to think that they really have anything to do with Dave DeShula watching games, they're wrong. Yeah. He's watching because of Caitlin Clark. And they said, it's because she's pretty. I don't think anyone here thinks besides Snelly.
No. I when she dolls herself up, she looks pretty.
I'm not into 6'2" pasty white girls. I don't find her pretty.
Cameron Brink is 6'4".
Right, but is she a pasty white girl?
Yes.
Oh God, I'm not into that look. People are watching it not because we feel like she's pretty. People are watching it because she kind of looks like Steph Curry out there, and we like the pace that she plays basketball at.
And it's funny because you watch some of these. So I watch. a game the other night that Caitlin Clark wasn't even in, New York. And you got these two girls there, Sabrina and I can't remember the other girl's name, but watching them out there, you're like, wow, these girls look good because they're dribbling, they're shooting, quick release, taking it to the hole, the foul and the layup. And I'm like, okay, like this is what I've been talking about for the past 2 months about this, is you got these girls that actually play hard like this. And you look at it and go, oh, they were just drafted last year and the year before. That's right. It's the younger generation of these girls coming out.
Yeah.
And it's good. But then you, like you just said, you get girls out there looking like a young Bambi.
Oh God, yeah.
You know, and then you look at the age, 38 years old. What are you still doing?
Yeah.
You know.
So I don't know. I'm hoping that anger towards her kind of settles down a little bit. I hope, because I think it's kind of starting to get to her a little bit, and because I think at the end of the day, we wouldn't mind watching WNBA basketball, especially once the NBA is over. We need something to watch.
Exactly, and I think that'll carry us a little bit through summer. The thing about the WNBA, we sit here and go, it's terrible basketball. If you look at it, it's a lot of hard fouls. Not just Caitlin Clark. These girls beat each other up, and it's just down low play, air balls. And you know what it reminds me of?
The YMCA?
No, 90s basketball. It looks like a team of 90s Milwaukee Bucks, 90s Detroit, just the way they're hammering each other.
Yeah,
and it's just like these guys now, Tony Martin, I don't see you on here tonight, but you're one of the guys that'd be like, 90s basketball is the best.
Yeah.
You want 90s basketball, watch a WNBA game.
Right, but I think they're doing it out of lack of coordination.
No.
Charles Oakley was hitting people on purpose.
Also lack of coordination. Kurt Rambis, these guys, Bill Lambier, they weren't coordinated people.
But when they were hitting people, it wasn't because they were like
Moses Malone wasn't a fluid player. He dunked the ball and elbowed you.
Yeah.
Daryl Dawkins, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, who was the other big guy that used to play for the Nets? He also played for the Pistons. Kind of like a squares. He was a SpongeBob head.
Rick
Mahorn.
Yeah.
You know?
That boy, Rick Mahorn.
But these guys, this is what, if you watch the WNBA game, just you watch like the elbows, the shoulders,
but
the
maybe that's
the
what they
hip
need
check.
to get.
No, it's awful basketball.
No, it looks terrible.
That's why the NBA got away from
I don't
that.
think I'd compare it to 90s basketball. If you have a 5-year-old son and he plays basketball, it probably looks more like that.
No, I have one of those. It does not look like that. It's tough to watch. But, Dave, I'm not going to play the Bruins one tonight.
No, we don't need it. No. But I am going to wear my Jeremy Swayman for president shirt until Don Sweeney does the right thing and gives the man a contract.
You don't like the two options that are out there with Trump and Biden? So we're going to go with Swayman. Who's the vice?
Well, I don't know. I guess he
Allmark's
can
gone,
take
right?
Marchand with him. They seem to be
all right.
Pretty
Let's
good.
Let's do it.
This layoff right now for the hockey, because they're not dropping the puck till Saturday night.
It hurts.
It hurts because there's no buzz. It's gone. Like you could have capitalized right now on Connor McDavid
and his first
Kachuk
Stanley Cup appearance
in Florida back to back, and they haven't missed the Stanley Cup since they traded for Kachuk. You could have really capitalized on these things and kept a good thing rolling, but now.
Bettman is not the best.
Do they have set dates before the playoffs start?
No.
So
and they could have they should have got a jump on it and a jump on the NBA and started tonight.
Yeah,
that would have been huge for them. But they chose to go Saturday and make everyone wait, and it's painful.
It's fine, Dave, if you're going to make everybody wait, but let's get some stories. Let's get some
Something.
McDavid, some Drysdale, some Hyman. I 15 playoff goals. Let's
Well, there's been talk about the 16 draft, the top 4 picks in that draft.
That's really going to grasp the viewers.
Yeah,
well, it gets people like
I got a Woody just thinking about it. Oh, the 2016 NHL draft. Wow,
your top 4 picks are in the finals.
Yeah.
And
great,
3 of
Dave.
them are Panthers.
But again, you're not going down right now into one of the biggest stars in the game to have played in quite some time, and Connor McDavid.
Well, just having McDavid and Draisaitl. I mean, they're 2 number 1 overall picks. I mean, McDavid is that generational. He's
right.
The best player in the world by far.
But now's the time to,
sell it.
Throw him in everybody's face.
I wonder, what do they do every 2 days? Do they play every other day?
I didn't even check this.
Because they probably want to. They probably wanted to have it on Saturday night so people at the bars would watch it.
So they play Saturday, June 8th,
yeah.
Monday, June 10th, Thursday, June 13th, Saturday, June 15th, and then not till Tuesday, then Friday, then Monday. It's spaced out, just like the NBA Finals.
They have 2 days between the two games in Florida. Then they have 3 days between, because it is the longest trip between two teams in the finals of any sport.
Right.
It's like an 8-hour flight.
Yeah.
It sucks.
So they gave him an extra day off for that travel.
It's just as a hockey fan, it's just aggravating. Because then you got Kachuk, you give that guy a microphone. He likes himself a microphone.
I love to hear what he has to say.
Yeah,
he is a character.
Nothing. You have to search through and actually go to specific NHL websites to hear these guys.
Yeah.
And it's just...
And the NHL they've tried to market and get bigger with ESPN and everything they've done this whole year. But we get to the finals and it's just like blah.
Yeah.
And it's pathetic. That's Gary Bettman for you. He's been, the guy, he goes out to give out a trophy and he gets booed at every place he's
that's what they do now, like a Roger Goodell. That's just, it's I don't even know the right word for it now, but it's like you don't even hear it anymore, But that's it. Saturday, 8 o'clock. You get the Panthers. You get the Oilers.
Yeah, at least it's on at the bar if you're out.
At least it's on at 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
not
8:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be able to make it through that one Saturday night.
Well, that wraps up Dave's NHL minute.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there isn't much to talk about.
No.
Not yet.
This is why we need...
Next week, maybe.
This is why we need the WNBA to get their act together.
Or keep beating up Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, well...
Speaking of beating up people, that was a good segue. Did anybody watch the UFC the other night?
No.
I did not.
Didn't get to see any of it.
It was pretty good. Again, Poirier disappointed. He lost to Islam. Great fight, though. Okay. 5 rounds. Again, didn't watch it. Don't refuse to pay that amount of money. You can.
What is it? $100 normally?
Pretty much. And those fights were on late.
You just have to go out.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I can't go out and watch a fight like that. You can't
go out and spend $100 on alcohol.
Yeah,
it's a much better move.
But catching up and watching it all afterwards, that was a great fight. Just disappointed. I would have loved to see Poirier win. He's thinking about retiring now. I guess, I don't know if that was just the emotions of the fight. But Islam won. We'll go from there. Strickland won. And
right.
I can't stand Strickland. I thought Costa played a little bit better than what they thought. But the big controversy of this is, once again, UFC not being able to score right. With their scorecards.
Yeah, what fight was that?
That was the Strickland Costa fight.
Okay.
The second, I want to say, co-main event, I guess it was.
Yeah.
I guess Strickland thought he should have won it unanimously. Split decision. You still got the win. I can't stand Strickland. It's just...
He's a character.
He's a character. I get... and even with how they judge these fights, I don't understand it. Because at the end, what kind of put Strickland over the top, because going into it, they were tied. Strickland went on to this barrage at the end where it's kick, punch, and you're looking at it going, wow, he's dominating. And I guess it's because we had the luxury of rewatching it. Costas blocked almost all those.
Yeah,
you got one kick and 2 hits when you watch. Everything else was blocked. And Costas blocked the kick and tripped back.
Yeah.
And then Strickland didn't even jump on him. He got up. So I don't understand how this... I don't... Did they go on momentum?
Well,
do they call, who's got the momentum there?
Who's on the offensive?
If Costas is blocking everything.
Right.
If you're going on the offensive, because it's the last round, last couple, whatever, minute, 30 seconds, whatever it is, you're going to get more points for that. If the other guy isn't going to fight back, you're just going to sit back and defend. So maybe he should have tried a little more with it. You know that you only have 30 seconds left. Just start throwing. What else? What do you got to lose? You connect and you knock them out, you win. You miss and you get hit and knocked out. Oh well.
Pick
yourself up and
I need names in the UFC. I'm not that much of a diehard fan,
Right.
So I mean, and nothing spectacular to me happened in the any of the undercards. So it's just basically the main events. And if you want to talk about main events, what's going on with Mike Tyson?
I heard he's out.
He's out.
He's out.
Ulcers.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I didn't know if that was real or not,
Yeah,
but
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he was in a plane. They had to do an emergency landing. There was a mess. There was a big delay. They had to rush him off. So
sucks.
that's
kind of looking forward
big.
to that.
Yeah, that was big.
Something to
End of July.
boxing
That was-
on the map.
That was going to be the highlight of my summer.
Yeah, very disappointed.
No,
So
it's back to the WNBA, I guess.
Memorial Hall's going to have a
Peter Barrett.
Yeah,
Peter Barrett.
Titans back again. Yeah, I think he's going for a belt or something.
He's had the belt several times, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's going to get it back.
Okay.
So
Peter Barrett,
any
let's go.
chance that you guys are going to make that?
I could make it.
Brendan Boats isn't fighting. Not going to be there. That's it. He's the only guy who gets me out there.
I want to go.
All right.
I've never been to a fight there, and I'd like to check it out.
Maybe I'll have to go.
You never know who you're going to run into there.
Right.
Yeah, there's all kinds of people. Literally.
I think we
all
should
kinds
do
of
it.
people. Wear you probably wrong shirts? Maybe we could sign some
Peter
autographs?
Barrett sign.
Can we get some
Probably
hats?
wrong sign?
Yeah, we can do that as well. Yeah.
All right.
When is it again?
Ooh, I got to double check that.
So we're gonna have to make a sign for Peter Barrett, best bartender in Massachusetts, and
Paul
then we'll have to
Connors
make a
was on.
Probably Wrong podcast sign as well.
Yeah.
All right.
If Connors was on, he would tell us because he's the one who posted something about it.
Yeah. I think it's the 20th, June 20th.
I think you're right.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, Saturday night. Let's go.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I mean, they won today.
Every time we do a show on Thursday, we say, well, they're back to 500.
Yeah.
And
Literally, I was going through everything today going,
there they are.
once again.
Back to 500. 31 and 31, I believe. So
31 and 33, 31, 31.
Pavetta
exactly.
with a gem today.
Pavetta with a gem. Devers with 2 bombs, giving him 13 for the season, which is pretty good considering he missed an early part of the season with his shoulder injury and knee injury and all that crap. So, they're playing as well as they can play. They're not a very talented team. I think the only positive light out of this is if they are about 500 and they can get some young guys up from the minors and they can get seasoned in the last 2 months of the season and they feel like these guys are ready to go or ready to start the season with the squad next year, maybe they'll spend some money in free agency. Maybe. That's the hope. But I would think just by having Tristan Cassis in this lineup, they wouldn't be 31 and 31. They'd maybe be 33 and 29. but now you're looking at the playoffs, you're close.
Yeah.
So hopefully he comes back soon and gives them another power threat. And it would be good for them to stay in the race, I guess, late in the season.
Tony, you want to talk about spending money? Since we're talking about MLB, let's talk about Marciano.
Oh,
a lifetime ban.
Yeah.
For betting on Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, this guy is probably the world's worst bettor.
Is he worse than Shohei's guy?
This guy. So over the season, he bet $150,000.
Yeah.
He bet $87,319 exactly on Major League Baseball. 231 bets on Major League Baseball. 25 bets on his own team, the Pirates.
Yeah.
He won 4%. Do you know how hard that is to do?
Out of the Pirates games, he was 21. He was 4 out of 25. Yeah. And he has like insider trading knowledge. Like he knows who's hurt. He knows who's banged up. That's terrible. That's a terrible percentage. But this leads me to believe
that he's an idiot.
Right, he's an idiot.
Yeah,
he probably didn't have a real career anyways. He probably would have been a backup, like the guys the Red Sox use at shortstop. There's got to be so many guys in sports because they already caught a guy in the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
They caught a guy here.
Is it worth it?
It's not. It's funny because it's all these guys that have been, other than Otani's manager, or not manager, interpreter. These guys that have been caught betting are all low end guys.
Yeah.
And they're not betting a lot of money.
No.
I mean, it's a lot of money. Sorry, 150,000 is a lot of money to me. But I'm just saying, over the bets that they're placing and everything, they're not betting money. They're not winning. It's like you're giving up.
So going back to what Dave said, is it worth it? To them, it might be more of an addiction.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely an addiction,
right? So like, and who was the Calvin Ridley, right?
Yeah.
He bet like $2,500 on a game.
But he didn't bet on his team.
Right.
And that was his saving grace.
Right, but $2,500, that's nothing. But it leads you to believe it's more of an addiction with certain people.
So he's betting $2,500. This guy was averaging, it was like a $9 bet. Like, what's his name from the Raptors? His bets were small money.
Yep.
They were like $25 bets.
Yeah.
So what are you risking your career?
That's the thing. This kid, even if he sucks and he's a utility player, he's still making league minimum.
Right.
Yeah.
And he can get 15 or 18 years in Major League Baseball. That's still a pretty good paycheck.
But if it's an addiction that people have, right?
To what we were talking about, like with the Calvin Ridley, you figure if it's an addiction, right? To me, addicts aren't taking a little bit of drugs. They're not drinking a little bit of booze. He's not betting. An addict isn't betting $9. An addict is someone who is betting all of his money.
Yeah, maybe.
Betting huge bets, riding the ups, riding the downs. Right. You know, an alcoholic is a guy drinking every night, multiple drinks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's just.
I mean, Antoine Walker, he had a problem.
Right.
Yeah, he had a problem. He was addicted to food, booze, and betting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he blew every penny he made in the NBA gambling.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's an addiction.
That is.
Like, seeing this guy in addiction reminds me of Dazed and Confused when the guy comes out and he was in there. You're here for weed?
Yeah, but
you have for weed?
But there's got to be way more players in all leagues that are gambling. There has to be.
Oh yeah,
of course.
I mean, you had the Lions last year. Was it 4 guys? The Detroit Lions. They're the number 1 rookie last year. Missed 6 games.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how these leagues monitor it with it's on apps. It's so easy to do now.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I think this guy was like DraftKings, which I'm like, you're even more of an idiot.
Right. Yeah. So
they're I mean, the smarter ones are going, with the illegal guys.
The smarter ones don't do it.
Interpreter.
Yeah. The smarter ones have an alibi, and they put their buddy in jail for 18 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just ridiculous. These guys, risking it all for 9 and 25.
Yeah, I almost feel like you should let these guys bet on sports that aren't the sport that they're playing.
Yeah, and I think that's what Calvin Ridley's argument was. I don't even think Calvin Ridley was betting on football.
Yeah. Like, if he's betting on baseball, what the hell do I care?
Yeah.
Right? If you bet on your own team, or even if you're betting in the NFL, you have insider knowledge.
That's right. You can't bet on your own sport because then you just if this guy here was betting on baseball, why can't he just be like, hey Kershaw, do me a favor?
Yeah. Or he played
I'm betting $9 on you tonight. I'm doing $46.
Or he played on the Pirates and now he's on San Diego. He could call his buddy from the Pirates, could be like, hey, this guy's hurt. He's going to try to pitch. He's not going to last 2 innings. It's just not.
What's he cutting him in on that bet? $3?
Yeah. So, but if they bet on other sports, like if you bet on golf, like who cares? Why aren't we letting these guys gamble just like everybody else?
I know. I don't care. Or even go to casinos. Like you heard, like when I listened to the Kelsey Brothers podcast, they can't even walk through casinos when they were there.
But yeah, Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky and Charles Barkley used to go to casinos.
Yeah.
Right.
And
bet on golf.
That's where
games.
Pro Stars. That's where back in the day. That's where they came up with that cartoon Pro Stars.
Yeah.
With Bo Jackson and all those. While they were sitting there at a playing blackjack.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly. So, let's keep this idiot train rolling.
All right.
Mac Jones.
Oh, I saw him kind of dancing. Yeah.
He just, guy, what are you doing? To anyone who hasn't seen the clip, and if you want to check out the clip, the easiest way to do it is go on the Instagram page. It's in the story. I don't even know what drill this guy is doing. And he's doing maybe like a running back drill, like dancing around, prancing, getting up, and if you watch the clip back and look at the coaches' reactions, and they're just shaking their head.
Yeah,
one of the guys puts his hand up on his head, and it's like you hear the other players laughing. I'm like, dude, they're not laughing with you.
No, because you look like a
they're
fucking
laughing
idiot.
at you.
Yeah.
You look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Like
That's their starting quarterback after week 6.
Guys,
Trevor Lawrence is going to get hurt.
Yeah. Oh.
But it's like
he's going to get hurt.
You just got basically thrown out of New England.
Right.
You're getting a fresh start here in Jacksonville. Can we take it seriously?
Yeah, I know.
Can you?
He just doesn't seem all that likable.
No. I mean, what he did here, even on the field, his antics of like kicking, tripping,
right, the dirty plays.
People.
Yeah,
it's like Grayson Allen in the football.
Yeah, but at least Grayson Allen can play.
Yeah.
Mac Jones, I don't think can play in this league.
No. It was just not a good
Jacksonville
look.
starting quarterback.
No.
Yeah.
And then you got Drake May here. He's just handling it like a champ. Just doing all the right moves, saying all the right things, doing everything he's supposed to do.
He has to.
Yeah, obviously you don't have to if you look at Mac Jones.
Right, but I think he also grew up with three brothers.
Now.
He's a competitor. He's kind of tough. And I think he's going to end up being, if he ends up being a solid starter, he's going to be the type of athlete we like. Just like kind of fiery and like pumped up. And I think that's the knock, going back to Tatum. That's often the knock on Tatum. He's too
too laid back.
Yeah. And I think Drake May is very likable. Even watching him walk on the field, it looks just like Brady, like with like an intensity to him. It's
another thing. If you want to see that, look on the Instagram page. That clip. Watching him walk
Mike
out.
does a great job with the Instagram page. So he does it. So just follow the stories. You get like all the good scores, all the good highlights. He puts them all on there. He does a good job with it. But you watch Drake May walk on the field. I'm like, that's what we wanted Mac Jones to act like. This is serious
You
stuff.
just watch him strut out, and it's just like you.
It's like a purpose.
You had to take a double take.
Yeah, kind of looked like Brady.
Kidding. That was one of the captions. They're like, "Oh, it looks like Brady." I go, "Wait a minute, that's not Brady."
Yeah, it kind of looks like him. The same
and
intense walk.
And I don't want to put that on his back or put that like, "Oh, it's a reincarnation of Brady." It's just it's refreshing to see a guy taking camp seriously after going through the years of Cam Newton. Not to say Cam Newton didn't take it seriously, but some of his antics I couldn't stand for. But, Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi, those two, it's like a clown show down there.
Yeah.
And then you get a professional with Brissett down there, Milton doing all the right things.
But you've got a couple of wide receivers, too, that you're kind of excited about.
Right.
Rather than, bringing in some veterans that are not so exciting.
Right.
These kids want to prove something. And
we still, the second-round pick still needs to sign, though. What's his name? Out of Washington.
Polk?
Yeah, he hasn't signed yet.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Yeah.
The guys are out there. They're out there playing, right? Like, you don't want to fall behind. Like, what's wrong with these guys?
Yeah. Bob Roxburgh chiming in. The vibe is definitely different amongst the QBs. Yeah. I don't even think just that. The vibe is different everywhere down there. I like it. It's new. It's different. You either love him or you hate him. Listening to Mayo, I don't think I've kind of figured out where I fit yet. It's almost like it's a little difficult. You had a guy that Belichick who never said anything, and now you have Mayo that's almost like you talk too much.
Yeah, if we're 5-3, it works.
Yeah.
If we're 2-6,
didn't work.
It doesn't work.
No.
So everybody's on the fence about Mayo. If they win, like Belichick was an asshole for 20 years, but that's okay because he won.
Yeah.
So winning can kind of like push you in one way.
I'll give them this year. I mean, they're already favored to have the top pick in the draft.
Yeah. Well, yeah, here.
Like this year, this is the start. But if they don't show progression through the year,
and that doesn't mean you need to go out and win 7 or 8 games. If you win 5 games and you show that you're competitive in these games, and then you get a year better, and then you're 9 wins 2 years from now, and then after that,
right. These guys are making plays.
Right.
You're seeing positive stuff out of them. What we saw from Mac Jones the last 3 years, it just
there was no growth.
Hurt
there was no growth.
So let me shoot down your positivity of the Patriots right here. So Brissett, May, the wide receivers, everybody has been looking excellent on 7-on-7 drills. What they say is once that offensive line comes in,
Well, yeah.
everything
They don't have
stops.
one.
Yeah.
Because it is they say it just falls apart.
Oh, I think we're looking at a 3-14 season.
And I
So
think
I'm not
that-
too positive.
And I
personally.
honestly think it's because of the offensive line.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that number 1 overall pick at the end of the year.
I'd like to see. I'd like to see us win 6-7 games. I'd rather take that than the number 1 pick.
Because if you get the number 1 pick, we're going to be doing this all again next year. Trade it, take it. What are they going to do? They're going to have to trade out. They
You
just
get
got Drake
yourself
May.
that stud left tackle. That
You're not going to
talking
take him
about.
at number 1. Like, it's just...
There's something to be said though.
We need, like Tony just said, a 6-win team.
Yeah, like Detroit 2 years ago, I believe they won 6 games, but they showed growth.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, last year, they were a playoff
There was
team.
fight. They were in games.
Yes. And I think that's more important than the number 1 team, the environment that's built around the team, how pumped up people are for the offseason to work out, to get back. I think that's important. So I'm hoping we win 5, 6, 7 games, and we're competitive in the majority of them where they think, like, hey, we're 1 year away from maybe being a 9-10 win team.
It'd be nice to see.
It'd be good. It'd be really good.
This is the first time in a while. I just can't wait to see these guys get out there. I want to see how Brissett is with this team. I want to see. I'm just really looking forward to it. I'm just really looking forward to like the NFL in general.
I'm kind of hoping the offensive line kind of holds up, and then May beats Brissett out. And I'm hoping.
Do you really want to see May week 1? I don't want to see May. I don't want to see May till at least week 8. I just don't.
Yeah, well, I want to see May, and I feel like if he can.
I mean, I do want to see him eventually this year, but
if the offensive line can kind of do a decent job and he beats out Brissett,
we got a Mac Jones, Drake May matchup with that.
Yeah, I'd like to see that
this year.
I'd like to see that.
You should take that bet that if Mac Jones, what week he's going to play.
I got to look at the schedule.
Well, and you got to look to see who their other backups are, because I don't know if Mac Jones is good enough to be their number 2.
I could see Mac Jones being cut in training.
Yeah, I mean they didn't give up a lot for him, and if he's acting like this,
I just like to joke about it because Trevor Lawrence can't stay on the field. I wish he would, because I'd like to see him actually do something. Because
has Trevor Lawrence really missed that much time?
Yeah, he gets hurt every year.
No.
Yeah, but they all get hurt every year. But has he missed a lengthy stay? Has he missed a lengthy amount of time?
Patrick Mahomes doesn't get hurt all the time, or at least
yes, he does.
plays
He
through.
misses games here and there.
Not
Remember
much.
that? Remember
Not
that when he dislocated his knee or whatever? I know
He doesn't miss much.
I can't.
Joe
Patrick Mahomes is
Joe
the man.
Burrow's another guy that misses a lot of time. You know, highly talented, should be able to lead the Bengals to another Super Bowl, at least get a shot at it. But
I don't know what they're going to do with Jamar Chase. Are they going to sign him? I don't know if they. I don't know what you do. I think that's a ridiculous contract that Justin Jefferson just got.
Chase has to be up there, right?
Chase and CeeDee Lamb, you know. I mean,
It
Waddle just
changes-
got a huge contract too, and I'm like,
it changes the dynamic. I mean, even McCaffrey getting a huge extension with the
Yeah, but
Niners.
he's like a unicorn though. There's no other
I know,
running
but
back like him.
it might change how some of these teams sign running backs.
But that's how McCaffrey just got paid, is how Le'Veon Bell wanted to get paid. Because he's like, I catch balls and run. I want to get paid as both. And I think, this is what he wanted, what Christian McCaffrey just got, because he got paid not just as a stud running back, but because he catches balls.
What did he get? $19 million.
Yeah.
So
a year.
McCaffrey, he was MVP this year.
No, they don't give MVPs to running backs, do they?
No.
Who was
He
MVP this year?
He was MVP 1 year, right, McCaffrey?
I don't think he's ever been MVP.
I think he was.
He's a running back.
Or was he in the MVP?
He was definitely in the MVP conversation.
Baltimore Ravens.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson
Yeah.
was MVP. So he was top something, I think.
He's always in the MVP conversation as a running back, but they don't give it to running backs.
Right. But to put it in comparison, Ridley got what, $24 million a year,
Yeah.
and he got $19 million a year. So he's still not
but
paid.
still no.
He's paid well for a running back, but I don't think it's going to change.
But what running backs have been getting the last few years.
But I think he gets it because he's the freak that can do both at a very, very high level.
Definitely.
I don't think there's anyone else, right? Barkley gets hurt all the time.
Yeah.
So
And
he's
Barkley
the one.
Barkley had a huge payday too going to Philly. let's not forget.
Like 12, 13?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but that's...
For a guy who gets hurt.
Right. That's good, but I think that's it for running backs, right? You're not
Yeah.
gonna see those $15 million a year contracts. So the money's gonna be spent on quarterbacks, wide receivers, left tackles, and pass rushers and cornerbacks. That's like your top 5.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got the text message. My son is gearing up to catch in Little League Baseball.
Oh, nice. That should be exciting.
It's
to say the least.
It should be exciting, you know. I'm sure he's pretty excited out there getting all that on. But what I'm excited about now is food.
Yeah, starving over here.
Yeah,
we missed the beginning of the show. We had the food rundown. You know, I can't wait.
Food, and we don't have any here to snack on.
Let me
got some eggs.
So,
thanks to Dave in the kitchen.
You know what? Because you eat healthy.
Yeah,
and you sometimes indulge. What are your top 5 foods?
Top 5 foods would have to be like a nice juicy steak.
Okay.
Would be on that list. Lobster would be on that list.
All good, yeah.
Yeah, scallops would be on that list.
Pricey foods on your list.
Yeah, I like good food.
What kind of steak?
Got to be a ribeye.
I usually do. I get either a ribeye. I usually go to Longhorn. There's
the pictures you put up is a ribeye.
Yeah, that's a ribeye,
Yeah.
and then they also have
always
a
photographs of
porterhouse.
steak.
They got a porterhouse.
Yeah.
I love steak, and I did see at Brandon's place, Gianna's in Easton. He's got a tomahawk steak.
Yep.
Oof.
I love the fillet.
Okay.
That is my favorite steak, and I will get a ribeye once in a while. I like a good prime rib.
Right, I do too.
So I would have to say that
I can really do any steak. I just love steak.
So you got ribeye, you got lobster, you got scallops.
Yeah. Everything else, I mean, I like a nice pizza. I like Nick and Angelo's pizza, but nothing else.
I was gonna say my top 5 is none of that stuff.
No?
No.
What, burgers and...
You got burgers.
Well, burgers, yeah.
Burgers, definitely number 1.
Yep.
Number 2, pizza.
Yeah.
Number 3, this is kind of random, but I eat this every day, multiple times a day. Eggs.
Oh, I eat eggs every day.
Eggs.
Thanks to Dave,
My favorite food. I
Yep.
eat with my breakfast. I eat hard boiled. I love eggs. Eat eggs
Yep,
every
yep.
day. And then fried chicken sandwich and French toast.
All right.
Love me some French. None of this, like when you go out to breakfast and you order French toast, they give it to you on like these different kind of variety breads. No, just give me a nice
Plain.
Texas toast, French toast.
Okay, all right.
Oh, I mean,
How about you, Dave?
Take it easy.
just getting real hungry to end the show here. I like
French fries.
French
is
fries.
Probably my
French
favorite
fries.
food.
Yeah.
I can eat
Yeah.
French fries all the time.
I love
Five Guys fries are probably the best. But
to eat healthy. I skip the fries and just have my double burger.
Yeah, that's a good call.
There you go.
With a Diet Coke.
Sometimes with an egg on it.
Yeah.
I'm a steak and chicken guy. I don't do seafood, but love a good pizza. The new thing with the hot honey.
Yeah.
Pepperoni pizza with hot honey on it. Oh my goodness.
What's this hot honey you speak of?
Venus makes a great hot honey pepperoni pizza, and I don't like spicy stuff.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out.
I was introduced to the hot honey with just crackers and cheese.
Yep.
By a friend of mine.
Never even heard of it.
And it's delicious just doing that. Some
Not only is it
prosciutto.
warm, but it's also spicy.
Oof.
Yeah, it's got a little zing
it is
to it.
It's a good combo.
Hot honey.
But yeah, you put a little on the pepperoni pizza. Oh my god.
Huh.
It's delicious. It
Yeah.
is. Man, am I hungry? It is so good.
Starving right now. But yeah,
right.
the fillet is that's my favorite. When I go out, I got a few different places that I like the fillet better than others. Some people can't cook it. They burn the outside, and I like it a medium rare.
Yeah.
It's tough to find, but Longhorn always makes it perfect.
I got one quick thing here to say about steaks. So forever, I work with 2 guys that love their steaks. And to me, I've always I don't need to spend any more than a $35 ribeye at Texas Longhorn.
Yeah.
Right? It's a delicious steak.
Yeah.
I know you go there,
Yeah,
you put pictures of it, you love it. You love it. It's a great steak. And they always said, no, if you want a great steak, you got to spend money. So I went to Capitol Grill. Had a gift card. It's the only reason I went to Capital Grill. Put this out there first. And I got myself a $76 ribeye.
Mm-hmm. Without any of the sides. That's just the steak.
That's just the steak, because you got to order the sides separate, which were delicious. This steak was... Jeez, Dave.
He told you he was hungry.
This steak, guys, was the best steak, hands down, that I've ever seen, never mind tasted in my life. It was... I didn't have to use the knife.
Yeah.
Just picture that. It was a ribeye that I could have, if I wanted to, cut with the fork. Cooked to perfection, seasoned to perfection. I ate every bit of this thing. It was so good, worth every penny that I used on a gift card.
All right.
But I highly recommend,
Ruth Chris's.
I've heard too, but I don't have a gift card there.
Bone in filet.
Gotta always do the bone in.
I've never seen that before, because most places you go, the filet is just a big lump of meat. They had the bone in. The best filet I've ever eaten in my life.
Yeah.
I don't remember how much it was. Probably like $80. But that was well worth it to me for like a once a year type thing.
Right. You got to do it. I know you don't like to spend money, but you got to do it.
Yeah.
So on that note,
Portuguese.
Till next week, everybody. Go Celtics.